Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're working with large language models, you already know the harsh truth, right? The difference between a totally mediocre output and a genuinely spectacular one. Well, it's almost always the prompt. Today, we're moving way past the basics. We are breaking down some of the absolute most cutting-edge strategies in the field, specifically zeroing in on advanced few-shot prompting. We'll be basing our whole journey today on the really excellent Learn Prompting Guide put together by Valeria Kuka. It's an incredible resource, and we're going to distill its most powerful, high-level techniques right here, so you can start getting vastly better results literally today.
Okay, let's dive into this and look at our roadmap. We'll kick things off with the prompt engineering landscape, compare zero-shot versus few-shot, and then hit our advanced toolkit, finding similar cases, breaking down questions, and mining and voting techniques. And to wrap up, we'll cover exactly how you can master generative AI. Section 1. The prompt engineering landscape. So before we get into the really complex stuff, we need to understand the sheer scope of the resources available to us. The taxonomy of this field is honestly vast. I mean, we aren't just typing basic questions into a chat box anymore. We're looking at an entire discipline here. We've got the basics and basic applications, intermediate concepts, reliability, the wild west of prompt hacking, image prompting, and, of course, where we are setting up camp today, the advanced category. It's become a rigorous science, and mastering this advanced tier is our ultimate destination.
Section 2. Zero-shot versus few-shot. So, how do we actually take our basic interactions with AI models to the next level? And this brilliantly illustrates the shift. It's about moving from zero-shot to few-shot. With zero-shot prompting, which is your baseline interaction, you're relying entirely on the model's internal, pre-existing knowledge. You ask a question, you get an answer. But with few-shot, you provide example pairs of problems and correct solutions right inside your prompt. You're basically giving the AI a tailored micro-tutorial before it even starts working. It's a massive evolution because you're giving it immediate, context-rich guardrails to follow.
Section 3. Finding similar cases. Let's pull out the first specific tool in our advanced prompt engineering tool belt. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how k-nearest neighbor, or KNN prompting, actually works. Instead of just throwing random examples of a task at the AI, KNN mathematically finds the most similar past cases to your specific query. Think about it like this. Imagine you're asking an AI to classify a highly technical customer support ticket. Instead of giving it generic examples of random tickets, KNN hunts down hyper-relevant past tickets that look exactly like the one you're currently trying to solve. It dramatically improves the accuracy of your few-shot prompt because the context is just so perfectly dialed in.
Section 4. Breaking down questions. Now, what happens when your initial query is simply too complex to solve in a single leap? Large models can easily get overwhelmed by massive, multi-step logic problems. Enter self-ask prompting. So the crucial point is that this technique literally forces the LLM to break down complex questions into sub-questions. It essentially tells the AI, hey, don't try to answer this all at once. What do you need to figure out first? By decomposing these massive problems into bite-sized logic steps, the AI can reason much, much more effectively and construct significantly better answers. Section 5. Mining and voting techniques. Let's move to and see how this builds on what we've learned as we look at techniques that leverage really large data sets. Our first data-driven approach here is prompt mining. You can think of this technique kind of like a digital gold prospector sifting through a massive corpus of text. Instead of just guessing which prompt template works best, prompt mining automatically selects the optimal template for a given task based on the one that appears most frequently in a relevant text corpus. So you're actually letting the raw data dictate the most successful framing for your prompt, rather than just relying on human intuition. In complementing that, we have VOK prompting. While prompt mining looks for the best templates, VOK is all about finding the absolute best examples to inject into your few-shot setup. It works by pulling diverse and highly representative exemplars from completely raw, unlabeled datasets. Why does that matter? Because it ensures your prompt isn't biased by examples that are all too similar to one another. It pulls a well-rounded, diverse set of data points to give the AI the most balanced context possible. Now, the truth is, the few-shot frontier is constantly expanding. So you've kind of got to ask yourself, are these 4 techniques, KNN, self-ask, prompt mining, and VOK, are they the end of the road? No way, not even close. Just to give you a glimpse of the bigger picture and what's on the horizon in the Learn Prompting text,
We're already looking at things like self-generated in-context learning, chain of dictionary, QCOTOT, and chain of knowledge. The landscape is moving at absolute breakneck speed. Researchers are constantly finding these new ways to visually and structurally represent context to squeeze every single ounce of reasoning capability out of these models.
Section 6. Master Generative AI.
So, are you ready to master generative AI? After digesting all of that heavy terminology and those advanced techniques, you might be highly motivated, but also wondering exactly how to build up the skills to deploy them effectively in your own daily workflows. Thankfully, the Learn Prompting platform lays out a really perfectly structured path for us. Step 1 covers the absolute fundamentals, ChatGPT for everyone, requiring literally zero prior experience. Step 2, the introduction to prompt engineering, teaches you the actual mechanics of crafting effective instructions and how these models interpret what you're typing. And finally, step 3 brings you right back to applying those advanced, systematic methods we just explored. It truly takes you from absolute zero all the way to advanced mastery. Which brings us to our final provocative thought for this explainer. Which few-shot technique is going to transform your next AI interaction? Whether it's feeding the model hyper-relevant examples with KNN or forcing it to show its work step by step with Self-Ask, the tools are out there, just waiting to be utilized. Take these concepts, test them out, explore the Learn Prompting platform further, and see just how much more power you can unlock from your AI tools today.